think it will. Should we zoom in on one of them? Oh, that one's doing it. Nice. Okay. I gotta clean up some stuff. And I want to see how this looked. So you're gonna let me actually look at my live streams this time? I don't think so. It's like the biggest annoying thing when you go live on YouTube. You like can't even look at it from your own profile. Not unless you somehow get the link. I'm gonna put this in here for now. I gotta clean stuff up. I got a car coming in at 10. I want to test this out and have some fun. Good morning. Activate source. That's not it. Activate source. There we go. So working? I think it's working. All right, headphones. I do have a car coming in. A cord. No, cord's not coming in. That was a quote. Okay, so I have a car coming in at 10. So I gotta clean some stuff up. Today you're alone? Almost. Zara's here. She's gotta do some orders. I gotta get this car jumped and clean up everything because it's just kind of a mess. See? Hi. This is kind of funny. What size tint do you recommend? 100-foot rolls, 36 inches tall is what I typically get. 36 and 24s. I've been using that for a very long time. If you use a plotter, 40-inch tall rolls can be pretty good, but I just do 36 and 24s. What time is it there? 9:23. I gotta clean all these cables up. I gotta clean this trash up. I have a lot of useful things. I don't know where to put them. So then everything just turns into clutter. I found my zip ties though. I'm gonna forget promptly where I put those. I have 2 magic mice. I only need 1. And the rest of this stuff. PPF? No, not at the moment. I've done PPF before, but I can probably finally get rid of this. It's a weird Jeep Cherokee. I know, it almost looks like an Altima. Going to swap this. This is the class car. So we had a student in here not long ago, a couple days ago. What's today, Thursday? Yeah, it was on Tuesday. All right, I'm gonna salvage out of this what I can. Oh, I gotta salvage the spout too, huh? That's worth money. But yeah, Cherokee will be here at 10. You should divide it into 3 parts, 20. You mean like 20-inch rolls? Like a 60 into 20s? I mean, then you can't do back windows, but... Or you could just order a 20-inch roll. See, it depends on what company that you're ordering from. So like GeoShield produces in 72 and 60. Depends on the film line, but it's the same price per square footage anyway. So it doesn't really matter if you take a 60 and cut it down. Is Detroit full of criminals? Absolutely. Full of criminals. Just a bad place. That's why we're here. My wife is far better at organizing than I am. I slop things into drawers. I'm watching you. Good. Welcome. How are you doing? Got a flat out blade here. This has to be changed. I should get some new Blue Max blades. I should go shopping. $37.20 for front, $35.20 for back. What? What measurements are you talking about? Like inches? I missed the old. The old's still here. I just don't have a car that I'm tinting. So I just set this up. This is a filler, is what this is. You guys always think when I start doing something that is permanently what I'm doing. like every time. I don't know what you're talking about by inches. 37, 35, I'd add. So 20-inch tall, it depends on the windows. Some of them are 24, and some of them are longer, and some of them are shorter. I'm just confused. Are we talking about a specific vehicle? You have hella aura. You got hella something. Can you make money only tinting cars as a shop owner? Yes, absolutely. The majority of revenue comes from window tinting. Even ones that do a lot of different services, it just depends on how well they've built the other services. But just because you charge more for something like PPF doesn't mean you're gonna make more money doing it. There's so many little things. So it's a skill. When you are skillful in your entire business, that's when everything makes sense and you make money. So you can absolutely do it with just window tint. Are you generating leads? Like you see on TikTok, YouTube, just existing on Google My Business, and running ads. I think ads are just the most effective way of getting more people. They're not necessarily the most effective conversion, but if you just purely, like, I need more leads and opportunities, Ads are great. Where do you run ads? We run ads on Google, pretty much exclusively right now. And we have a company that does them for us. And I know if it's doing well or not by the amount of leads that I typically get. So February of this year is when we started. I mean, and typically my monthly spend is about $1,000. And so I just have to close probably two of those for the entire ads to make sense. I can't find anyone to teach me hands-on. I've been teaching myself and wasting a lot of tint. Then probably take a class. At that point, it makes a lot more sense to do a class. Because if you've been trying and you're just not getting it, nobody around you, you just have to pay to go to a class or find somebody local and offer that money. I can't find one here in Arkansas. Yeah, it makes sense. You have to travel. We have one in Michigan. Most of them are going to be down farther in Texas or Florida or out in California. But there's a handful more that exist. Okay, I got a Pros 4 card. Pros 4 card. Oh, this is already like pre-done for me. Oh, that's nice. Because I have like a 3 in here, I think. Yeah, we gotta swap that out. That goes today. How many cards do you get a day in a slow season? It entirely depends on the shop. We're not going for a lot of volume here, so not near as money as a regular shop. But on a regular shop, you know, if you're just a one-person shop, you're probably gonna wanna get a couple cars a day. If you are a shop with at least a handful of employees, I mean, my dad's shop over in Dearborn, they would do regularly 10 to 15 cars in a day. Now that's an assortment of front doors, full cars, windshields, but they would have 2 to 3 tinters and they just stay busy all day. Oh, I put away the ladder. Oh, I forgot. I gotta mess with these cables a little bit. Why do you not get as much as normal shops? Effort and price. We get a fair amount of leads, but I don't put a ton of effort into every lead, and we tend to just kind of book up enough. It's an ambition thing. I never opened a shop. I opened a shop wanting to do videos and play around with stuff. I didn't open a shop to be a shop, actually. Which is why, you know, I started tinting in 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. And I never wanted to have a shop. Because shop is like, it's business. You got to put work into it. So like, even with getting leads, putting ads, stuff like that, you really just got to put it in the time with your customers. There's enough people that are honestly just very price focused. So if we want to gain a lot more volume, we just lower prices. If we want to maintain the price that we're at, we got to put more effort into customers and referral programs and stuff like that. But then I get distracted with this. I just got to probably put somebody in charge of that. Other channels. That was just funny. I used to learn online from you and other channels and practice on my father's car. Nice. Apex. Let's put those back. I got a Mac Mini up here I gotta put away again. I gotta switch this plotter machine out. I got too many Mac Minis. And I'm gonna have to fix up all this. This is fine. We'll put this back in the other cabinet. See, this is nice. I don't have to worry about cameras right now. Then I can just do other stuff. That's why these exist. This is purely filler B camera for the most part. So I can do other stuff. Clean up around here. I got an appointment coming in. Any of the Tint Whiz competitions? There's definitely an assortment. I've been to some of them. I like going. What? Tinter battles coming up. That's in, I forget, that's in early January. I should probably figure out how to make it out there. So, might be there for that. Hopefully. This is a 13. Cabinets, new age. They're fine. They work. The drawers are smooth enough. Paint finish, I think, could be better. But, like, it was a lot of cabinet for my money, so. The drone? Kinda. So all of these cameras right now, we got a new security system. So I'm literally just using those in my streaming software. Let's do a Midwest tint comp. I think a really cool competition would definitely be up north. You can call it King of the North. I thought that would be fun. I just don't want to organize an event. That's why I never did it. There's so much work that goes into them. Tinter battles, IWFA, there's so much planning. And so it becomes it becomes so much work. It's not fun. It's not as fun for the people that are hosting it. It's a all year gig to set up for the one event. So, whew, would be cool though. If one happens, I'll be there. If there's one that's close enough, I'll definitely be there. It's just they usually happen in Texas, California, Vegas. So it's just been hard to get out there. What cameras? So this is Ubiquity, the Unify system. Dude, it's super good. I had a Reolink system, and it was slow. It would take a little bit to bring up clips. Like this system is infinitely faster. Pricier, but infinitely better. It's really easy just to, like, it'll do license plates, it'll do people. It's just more intuitive to use. So it was kind of it had a dual purpose idea. I wanted to get their better tracking cameras, and then we can kind of use them as like B cameras on stream. See, like there's one here. But I wanted to be able to go live and not have to worry about cameras. This is getting returned, but this is one of the boxes. See, it says Unify. This was an NVR. I didn't need this one though. So I got a few things that I'm sending back. Pro Nano 50. I spend a lot of time preparing. I spend even more time making a mess. It's usually not this bad. So it's, let's clean up. These are the boxes for, I'll show you. So these ones, yeah, this is the box for their last generation camera. And then these are the ones that you're viewing on now. I'm still gonna put one outside. And then I think these little ones I might send back. Do they zoom well? Yeah, really well. Really well for, I think I have them set to not zoom right now. Or they, see, like this one, right? This one kind of zooms to like a certain amount, but I can make them zoom farther. Maybe I should put, let me see if I can put one of them on, what would be a good one to do? Maybe this one? Do you have another app instead of YouTube to share your videos? No. Everything else is just work. I know that sounds a little silly, but YouTube works really well as a video archive, and it's easy to find, and that's where people are. So having like a offline or a different website or something like that, it just doesn't get seen there. These are the G6 PTZs by Unify or Ubiquity. So this is a flat out really nice security system. I'm gonna put that up there. These are the different mounts. And so I took 3 of them and just put them on screen. And they work great. I don't have to worry about touching cameras right now. I can just worry about all the other stuff that I forget about. So that goes there. Go in the box. That'll go up there. Oh, I got a few of these. I should just put this stuff in a bag. Why do I want to keep the boxes? I don't think I do. Look, see? It's still working. That's nice. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take all the extra parts and I'm gonna put them in here, and then I can be rid of the boxes, because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna hold on to a box for too long, and then nothing's gonna happen with the boxes. So, is that just packing? Oh, that is just packing. So the question is, where's the box? There's one. I always leave my shop unlocked. Came back to 3 locked doors yesterday morning. That's creepy. Yeah, I saw a clip from somebody in our own Facebook group, and then I immediately went out and after a bit of research, got a new system. So I like our other system was fine for just like viewing the shop and pulling up some footage and stuff like that. It was always really annoying to set up notifications and whatnot. So now those are set up. So if anything happens here, we know about it. Lid mint squeegee, knife. Insta gel, this can go back on that cart over there. Internet cables. Sometimes I face problems on installing other issues, so I want to contact you if possible to find solutions. I just wait for you to start live and ask you. That's the best way to get in touch with me, is literally just ask me when I'm live. That's a big reason I do it. I just unfortunately don't have like emailing back and forth, phone calls, everything just takes too much time to try and explain window tint. It's so much easier when I'm doing stuff because it's there. Ask me while I'm working on it. I gotta find a place for this. This cabinet. I gotta clean this one out. I'll do that next. I'll throw stuff up here for now. And then that'll be my internet and miscellaneous stuff cabinet. And then I will figure this one out. Okay, car should be on a charger because that appointment's coming in like 13 minutes. Issues with the floor moving when turning the wheel? Yep. If you do it fast. If the tires are hot and a little sticky, it can happen. It mainly happens from just like, if you're just going in at a normal speed, turn the wheel. Some of them, especially the wider tires, can grab and just push up the floor. So go in slowly at the front door or at your garage door, or slower. That way everything stays flat. That seems to work pretty well. But there's definitely spots on this floor now from like, we have a forklift thing that we push over it. That's not really recommended. So we got areas of the floor that I'd replace at this point. We can fill up a spray tank. We'll just let that go. Ooh, we got a lot of stools now. That's cool. Are you gonna change to POV? Yeah, when we have a car here. What's a good keg to buy, electric or pressurized? I mean, I've always used the pressurized ones. They're nice. Less things that can go wrong, which is why I still like using them. I think it just depends on what you think you'd like more. So I hear really good things about electric ones even from guys that use pressurized ones. The pump might mix your solution a little bit better as it goes through. I see sometimes shops refusing to guarantee their work if the thickness of film 2 mil. I mean 2 mil and less like 1 mil. Sometimes I see shops refusing to guarantee their work. I don't know, I've never heard of that. Maybe a bad shop. Any good shop's gonna guarantee their work. Thickness of film has nothing to do with it, though. Got the shop locked down on 3 different angles. Yup, to just track me around the shop. Oh, stacking. Like putting one layer on top of another. Yeah, that's everybody. It's not a guarantee your work thing. It's a warranty thing by the manufacturer. So we follow the same terms that manufacturers do for their films. Or at least that's the general idea. Because a warranty, there's like what you're willing to replace just out of pocket as a company. And then there's, if this film fails 2, 3, 4 years down the road, that's not my fault. That's the film's fault. So, who sold you the film? What are they going to do to make it right? That's what warranties are in place for. So, manufacturers do not warranty film sticking on top of film. Film is made to stick to glass. It generally is fine. Wow, I found all my bulldozers. But it's generally fine to just put film on film. It's just not something anybody can guarantee. Should we open this puppy up? We haven't done that in a minute. Oh yeah, where's my... Oh, I think I put it away. I think I put it away already. From Zanzibar? Like, for real? I remember that in, like, Muppet Treasure Island. Off to Zanzibar to meet the Zanzibarbarians. Good movie. I use shampoo to tint. Nice. I used a Tide Pod once. Clean out the straw. I should just set up my reels again. They've just been sitting for a while, so I'm expecting there to be some buildup. Tinted my car with lemonade. Nice. Just to say I did it. Yeah, I did like 3 layers of 2.5% just to say I did it. In 2-stage method, sometimes when I peel the cover layer, complete the down part and get creases. Can you show me on the Cherokee? Yeah, for sure. It's normal to get a little like side fold crease in the seal area. A little heat, touch up, it's gone. That's normal. What's not normal is creases anywhere else. Or I shouldn't say not normal. They can happen, but they don't look good and they're preventable. I need a chance to increase my skills with you. We have classes. If you want to come out. Or just follow along. All right, let's put this back on there. See, I could do... I got a camera for the middle. But no, I don't want to put that on yet. Invite? I mean, just sign up. Okay, will YouTube actually let me see my own live stream? No. God, that's so dumb. I swear, this is like... Nobody that works on YouTube uses YouTube the same way that YouTubers do. But, okay, so I'm live right now. And what I would really like to do is just go to my own live stream. So I'm in the app, I'm on my account, and it doesn't show my live stream anywhere. Oh, there we go. Finally. I've wanted to see what this actually looks like, because I haven't been able to see it on anything but my computer yet. It's kind of fun. I don't hate this. It's not amazing, but like, it's kind of fun. But we'll switch when we start, at least for a good part of it. I want to play around with them a little bit. Okay, so that's clean. Let's put some soap in here. A tint job for a Panera Bread gift card. Zara would do that. A tint shop, she would definitely do that. I like Panera. I only go there every so often. Leave the middle screen POV. We are on the same page. The problem is I just have to wear it. So like this one. See, it's already set up. So if I go live, dun, next, yes, and I put this here, and then I do this. Look at that. Who was already prepared for this? Ooh. I gotta put a filter on it though. Everything's gonna be like way off on timing. Let's see. Filters. Effect filters? Render delay, that's what it is. Okay, so we put a render delay on it. And I think we can match it. 1.1 seconds. This is asking me a millisecond. So like, what is that, 1,000? I don't even think I can go up that high. Maybe 500? Oh, that's close. Maybe 800? Ooh, 700? 600? 555. Ugh. Render delay only goes so high. That helps a little bit though. See, this is kind of fun. We could maybe run with this. But the point is, like, I don't want to put this on my neck the entire, all day, every day. How much should I pay for a 992 Porsche GTS rear window tints? I don't know, whatever the shop is going to quote you. Porsche uses thin glass. The vehicle is expensive. Don't be surprised if you just get a much more expensive quote on doing that, because somebody's liability is going to be super high. Because just think about it. Something happens, you're going to want them to fix it. Whatever money it's going to take to fix whatever damage that they do isn't worth tinting it. So I genuinely don't know the right price on quite something like that, but it's definitely going to be more expensive than your average back window, even if it's the same type of difficulty. Too many little things can go wrong. How much tint slip for a full Zep bottle? About 1/4 of an ounce. If you get tint, does car insurance cover for an accident? I wouldn't tell them. Put it this way. If it's illegal in your state, insurance companies are probably going to do whatever they can to not pay for something already. So giving them a reason is not great. So maybe just don't mention it. I've been in accidents with tint and it's been covered though. But like I said, I didn't go out of my way to mention it. XPEL Prime XR Plus, our Apex is going to be very similar to that. And 3M Crystalline is just a different animal altogether. I've never driven with 3M Crystalline for any extended period of time, but installing Crystalline is just different because the film is just much different. Oh, we forgot to crank it down. It's like, where we get a leak? We didn't do anything. Just kidding, we did. You know, I kind of like this. This is nice. We definitely needed the closer up camera. These ones could even be a little bit more like with how they're behaving. I could probably stretch this out a little bit more. Something maybe like that. Oh, customer's here? Nice. Okay, appointments here. I'm gonna go with that. You guys can look at yourselves for a minute there. Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Good, Matt.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You want to go up front? We can go over what we're gonna do to the Grand Cherokee, right? Cool. Have you had window tint before?
Yeah, you did my Fusion.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you right away.
No, that's fine.
What did we do on the Fusion?
I had 5% all around.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing on the windshield.
Okay.
But I think for the Cherokee, I don't know what the back windows are. I don't know if they 20 or like 28. They say like they like meter higher or something.
I can put a meter to double check. They're gonna be typically right around 20, sometimes like, I wanna say like 22, 23. Sometimes they'll even be a little bit lower. It really just depends on the range. But it'll be right in that 20% range. So if we do a 20% over that, it's gonna bring it down to around 5. If you wanna go just a little bit darker than that, we could do a 15 over the back, and it'll be like a little darker, but not like doing 5 over 20. And you thinking you wanna do 5 on the front and this one as well?
5 on the front, 15 on the back, and then 50 on the windshield.
50 on the windshield, cool. What film are you thinking you wanna go with? Nice. All right, well, sounds good. All right, let me grab the keys from you. Cool. You hanging out? You're dropping off?
Dropping off.
Okay, perfect. It's 10 right now. We'll probably have it wrapped up around 2.
That's fine, no rush.
I'll let you know as soon as it's done.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, I gotta get this car out. We gotta get the other one in. I searched 3M crystalline, find out that it's made of 200 layers. Yeah, 3M crystalline is kind of nuts. Just a completely different film. So you have to shrink it in a different way, which is what makes it kind of difficult. But I know there's a little bit of reflectiveness to it. I don't think the price difference would justify any substantial difference. What can we do? We can put this back on. Let's get this car started. You know what I mean? Like, both films are gonna be really expensive. I'd say, honestly, Apex is gonna be the best value. XR Plus is more for the brand, and then 3M crystalline, like, you're getting good films either way. It's just like, that's one reason I really like Geo. I use Geo. It's because I don't feel like I'm getting a substantially better film. It's just made very differently. Why do you need 3 different cameras? The other ones are mainly for when I'm not using this one. And also because, why not? All right. Stuff is gonna be choppy. So I'm gonna put this one here for now. Please don't. There. Let me just do that. Why not? That's exactly what I say. Okay, key's in that one. I got the other key. You wanna grab the door? Then it won't freeze over in here. Is there a difference in installing double glass for some cars like Mercedes? No. Mercedes is straightforward, laminated. A lot of cars have laminated glass. Every windshield is going to be laminated. This is probably where my mic cuts out. Scoot this over a little bit. One of my customers was arguing about double glass and it's hard, blah, blah, blah. When I just start installing, now I know I just want to run away. Oh, from a customer. Chop shop. That's right. We're live chop shopping. Because. Okay. So I got this one in the middle. Actually, I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. We're going to kind of put it here. And then this one, where's number 2? Let's put 2. It's going to let me move it. We could put 2 here. And then we can switch. And I'll just play around with this. We'll probably do this one for now. Maxwell. We have Maxwell House coffee. It'll put them on the blacklist for sure. There are definitely some customers that need to be on that list. Like, for sure. Okay, so we are doing The full thing with the windshield. We're gonna start with the front. This is gonna be 5. We're gonna do 15 on the back, but we're gonna double check that to make sure it's gonna be nice and dark. And then we're gonna do 50 on the windshield. All in C2 ceramic. So just take some tape. These are felt seals. So that's especially why I like to tape them, even though they are new. Full car with windshield in C2 ceramic is $550. Do, 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 do. How do we turn this off? That's a good sound. It makes you feel like you're driving something premium, that's for sure. Dun, 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 dun. I don't have any towels there. $700. Yeah, it'll vary from place to place. There's places that are more expensive here than me. Okay, so let's grab the film. C2 ceramic, what did we say? 5. I recently started a small business. I'm only doing pro nano ceramic. What are your thoughts on not providing a cheap option? I think every business is a little different. Whatever works for you. I think what also makes sense is having an option above. That might sound a little crazy, but pro nano is going to be comparable to the film that we're installing right now, C2 ceramic. Pro nano is going to be slightly better, but we have Apex above that. So I don't think there's any reason you can't offer something that's even higher than what you would have priced now. But you don't have to like try and push it in front of everybody. You're just like, well, if you want the absolute best, it's this one. But that always gives you an opportunity to at least work a ladder. Like every company does that. Like there's a reason why they have, you know, in an iPhone selection, they have different models and then they have different incremental increases in all of those models. It's harder to do that for window film. So we mainly just take, you know, like a dyed carbon ceramic type of approach, or a ceramic and then a super ceramic. There's just a lot of different ways that you can do it. Our Graphtec should be delivered today. Oh, nice. That's cool. That's a fun day, I tell you. Hopefully it's a not frustrating day setting it up, but definitely exciting getting it for sure. Let me change out the blade here. Doing good. My monitors started working again. I don't really know why they stopped working. So like I have 2 big screens, and for whatever reason, when I unplugged one monitor and plugged it right back in, it just didn't want to work anymore. Only one of them at one time would work. And so I was trying to troubleshoot that for like 2 hours yesterday and some this morning. And then I tried a couple small things that didn't really seem to fix it. And then it just started working again. Because why not? We're mainly getting it for PPF. I took part in your class a few months ago. Oh, nice. That's super cool. That's why I got mine too. Learning tint definitely helps with tackling PPF. Yeah, there's definitely some crossovers. Some of the biggest confusion I see is if you've been doing final, there's a lot of natural crossover there with PPF, but going from like final into window tint is like, whoa. Towel, I'll put one over here too. Broke a window doing a removal. There's just a certain level of difficulty to everything. People that have been doing it for a long time, they'll make it look easy. Hang on, let me look at this. What is this doing now? Preset, use buffering, 60. I think that's what I want to try. I don't know if that's going to help smooth it out, but we'll see. Seems like it's a little jittery. Okay, I kicked off the window tint group for commenting about tint gel. Anybody that can be unbanned? Possibly. I don't really know the individual case, but we have people here and there that are just very disrespectful, and we don't have a lot of tolerance or time for it. Oh yeah, this key. I need to put this key there. And then hang this up some. So we don't just kick people out for no reason. We don't like kicking people. But we don't have time to babysit everybody. So there's been a lot of mixed opinions on gel, on really any new thing that somebody posts. And it's like the whole point is it's a help group and an informational and a fun meme group. And it's just they need people to be nice and respectful. So when people are shitty to other people for no good reason, it's just like we just don't have time for it. Vinyl easier than PPF? Yeah, definitely. Vinyl is 100% easier than PPF. PPF is going to be the hardest out of window tint, PPF, and vinyl. But like vinyl or PPF, I wouldn't say is that much harder than window tint. There's parts about PPF that are actually really simple and straightforward. But at the same time, there's complicated pieces that make you want to gouge your eyes out. And you have the same types of issues with PPF that you have with window tint. like one speck in the wrong place, and you're redoing that piece. But with PPF, your cost and your time is just way higher. Tint off product to remove glue on window. It's good. Nice. Tint off has been around for a really long time. I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I've used it. How do you get all 4 windows to match when 2 windows have factory tint? Good question. You get as close as you can. So with factory privacy, it depends on the vehicle because privacy glass changes so much from vehicle to vehicle. But most of them are around 20%. So I either use a 20 or I use a 15. And sometimes I have to use one film type over another, just because the hue of that film is going to be a little bit more similar to matching things. So it depends on what the client's most interested in. On this one, we're just doing C2 ceramic, and he just wants to make sure that the shade of the back windows is right around 5 or a touch darker. So we're probably going to do 15 over the, or we are going to do 15 over the rear. But I told him I would double check to see what these are. Oh, wow, 25, no shit. That is lighter. 20? 28? He's not kidding. Here's a weird thing that some auto companies do. God damn. This I don't understand. Why are the quarter windows a little bit darker? On my Explorer, the quarter windows are a touch lighter, and it's been like that on Explorers for a very long time. But they'll use different percentages on the different windows. I'm gonna check out what this back window even is. So sometimes factory doesn't even match itself. I'm gonna put this up on here. I wanna see. All right, let me stick my head in here. No, that's not right. Shut up. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, that says 55. That can't be right. There's got to be like... Bro, what even is this? How is it 55? That doesn't look right. There's got to be a gap or something. That's weird. I mean, I'm not saying it's for sure wrong, but I don't think that's right. But I will take that into consideration. It doesn't look that much. It doesn't look like a 50. Okay, so our inner seal is this far down. So we have our top part and the bottom part. We have probably about a 1/2 inch. Little less. So we're gonna put this farther down so it goes into our seal. Make sure we have enough overlap on the front and the back. And we're gonna tack these together. Top edge knife. Is somewhere. I had it. had it, but I don't have it. Did I put one here? No, of course not. Did I have it over there? No. Oh yeah, I gotta get squeegee anyways. Let's double check, see if the one's in here. Out of all this random stuff. Ooh, I do have a green one. Ooh, hang on. Yes, definitely. Thank you. Exclamation. Send. I remember a thing. In cutting film from down take size, are you putting what? Oh, you see it. So it depends. I think I understand, like, how far down are we pulling the film? I look at this. I look at how the seals match up. I just want to be able to tuck into the seal a little bit. I don't have to go in very far. I don't technically have to go in at all, but we want to keep your gaps hidden, and it's better if the tint's not constantly rubbing on the top. So I pull the film down as far as it takes to get inside that first seal. And I don't have to go any, like, there's no precise measurements, just make it look pretty and keep the edge from rubbing. That's all you're worried about. There's gonna be some cars that just have really tight seals, and they're gonna have another inner seal. So by not tucking super far down, it's still gonna hit a seal. But that is more up to the film that you're installing on how well it holds up. So if you have a film with a really, like, you know, a thin film with a fragile adhesive, I'd say it's more likely to peel, especially in the wintertime. Not all films are created equal. Just do an extra 1/4 inch just to make sure it covers the whole window. Yeah, that makes sense. So people that bottom load, they can tuck down much farther easier. Because you're not really worried about the seal in the way. So why not give a little extra coverage? What's the biggest difference between Apex and Pro Nano? 2 layers of ceramic versus 1. So that goes for Pro Nano and C2. So with Apex, you're at the bleeding edge of window film technology. It's a multi-layered ceramic film. With Pro Nano and C2 ceramic, they're both single layer ceramic films. So having 2 layers of ceramic is gonna block that much more heat. But are you gonna see a substantial difference? No. It's just like the way that I layer my films up front is I have C2 carbon, I have C2 ceramic, I have Apex. Carbon blocks out some heat, but mainly in darker shades. So like 20% and below, it'll block out heat. 5% blocks out more. The more carbon, the more heat that it blocks. C2 ceramic is a single layer ceramic. So it blocks out a lot of heat in all the shade ranges. And Apex blocks out the most amount of heat because it's 2 layers of C2 ceramic baked into one film. So it's 2 layers of that C2 ceramic baked into one film. One thing I hate about hand cutting is getting the car streaky. That's a fair point. A shop I tinted for would use plotters exclusively so they didn't streak the paint. The only things that they did were shrinking, obviously, on the windshields and back windows. So you would still see some like water around there, but they liked not touching the paint and not leaving streaks. So that is definitely a point for a plotter. I think all those little things I just don't think about them that much, but they absolutely matter a lot to certain people. Like getting your car back and seeing streaks on the paint. Yeah, that's not great. And I'm not happy about leaving them. I'm just also not going to put myself in a position where I can be blamed for wiping and leaving leaving scratches on paint. So if we were set up for detailing and detailed, we would have every car washed, and if somebody said there's scratches or whatever, we would be able to be better about that. Steck? I think Steck's cool. I think they're like more well known for PPF and color change. They would be, so if I was looking for another brand, they're one I constantly forget about. I would take a serious look into them because I just don't know enough about them, but I know they've grown up a lot. This one. Why don't you just use a plotter? I do, and I'm going to use it on the back. I just don't use it all the time. I think I can turn this down a little bit. So we're like 500 milliseconds. Let me see. Oh. I'm seeing how well everything syncs up. Oh, those cameras aren't that bad. Not that far off. A little far off, but not that far. We'll work on that later. Tinting a 24 4Runner last week. Rear windshield is probably the hardest window to tint because it rolls down and it's a weird shape. Oh yeah, you're not wrong. It's goofy. I don't like doing them so much. I tried to treat it as much like a roll down as I could, but I'm tucking in like both sides, kind of funny. And then the rubber strip at the bottom kind of gets in your way too. It's not fun. Pull the sweep on the forerunners and pop the entire panel. Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was gonna say next. Like the only way to get that out is to pop the panel. From what I've seen, I haven't been the one to do it. I've just dealt with them, and it's worked out. I don't like doing that, but I've seen videos, and I didn't feel like pulling the whole panel on it. Will you be there for the PPF training class that's held at your place? You're damn right I will be. I gotta talk to Jason about that. He asked if he can teach something out here, and yeah, absolutely. And then we'll just like, I never ask for many details, but I love having them come out here. I won't be a PPF instructor. I might be learning along, but I'll do what I can. Maybe a bumper refresher on why I don't want to do it. How do you stay in business during the winter? I'm number one rated shop in my city. I haven't got call in 2 weeks. Are you running ads? I run Google and Meta. But you haven't had a phone call in 2 weeks? Like for real? Or you haven't had a job in 2 weeks? Because we're doing just Google ads and we're still getting leads. Yep, Meta's a ton of window shoppers. Google, you're gonna have more intent-based leads. That's why they're more expensive. On Google Ads, I'm not sure. I have a company that's in charge of it. I don't do it myself. So if we were getting a bunch of weird stuff like that, I would talk to them. But we're not. We're getting like genuine leads. It's just, you know, they're like lukewarm leads. They're like somebody, I don't know where to go. I filled out this form. I want to get some tint. But they're not, you know, they're shopping around. So it's like we definitely don't convert everybody that comes in off of a lead, but they're at least a fair chance. Can I copy and paste a GeoShield tint description on my website? I don't see why not. Like if it's something simple, like a paragraph off their site. I'm not a website guy though. I know there's like things about copying other websites, but like if you're literally just copying a film description, I don't think that would hurt anything. Geo definitely wouldn't have an issue with it. I had an agency doing them for a while, and they were doing them worse than me. Yeah, not all agencies are created equal. And I'll be honest, I don't have a lot to compare it to. the union agency, so they do ads for a lot of different window tinting companies. And I took a look at it and set up my own first. I watched some videos, and so I tried to at least get a sense for what it's like. And then I saw what they did, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't have done half of that. It's just such a skill. I know how to run ads. I run an AI solutions company on the side. Oh, that's super cool. I think there's an internal issue. Sounds like it. But yeah, I got like my hands dirty with trying to run my own ads, and I learned some about running them. I know you kind of need to have them paired with a nice landing page that is as specific to that person that's clicking on that ad as possible, not just necessarily sending them to your website. Unless you're sending them to the relevant page. So if they're searching ceramic tint, they literally land on your ceramic film, and then it is a pretty sales pitch about why they should go with you type of thing. Or this is about ceramic film. This is why ceramic film's good, blah, 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 blah. There's just a lot of creative and thinking and skill in putting together really good landing pages as well. Facebook is definitely more window shoppers, though. They're scrolling their feed. They're not looking for window tint. They click on an ad. Google, somebody is intent is different. They're searching for window tint. So when they come across their ad, they're just a way stronger lead. You still got to have those funnels at least well enough so you get them to contact you. The dude that trained me got mad I had a shank and took it from me. I used to think they were really stupid. I thought this was like one of the dumbest tools. I was at the event that they got introduced into. It was just kind of funny. So there was like a competition in Ohio, and they had a handful of different shaped ones, and I didn't know at the time that it's from a palette knife set. But they were looking for feedback on a name and which one people like the best. And I was like, I don't think I'll ever use that, to be honest. Not a fan. And then like 5 years later, somebody I was working with showed it to me, and we tint very similarly to each other. And if he liked it, then I was definitely trying it. And then it became one of my favorite tools. And now we have green ones. Do you work at GameStop? Yes, I tint windows there, out in the parking lot after I'm done running my own shop. How did you learn? My dad he works at Nintendo. My dad owned a auto accessories company. He's not a window tinter. But they had a really good window tinter, and I was learning automotive electronic stuff. So remote starters. I started there as the bitch boy, car detailer, just get extra stuff done. and cars needed to be ran back and forth from a dealership. Stuff needs to be cleaned up. Just whatever needed to be done, that's what I was doing. And then, you know, you show up every day, you be competent in stuff, and then other people quit, and then you start getting their positions. But I wasn't looking to be a window tinter. But we had one, he quit to go work literally across the parking lot for a competitor. They had a chain of companies. My dad had a handful of stores left. Like he had, I want to say like 12 to 15 stores at one point. So he went to, window tinter went to Mickey Shore, and they brought in my dad. He had a business partner. His son knew how to tint. He came in, and I learned from him. And I've been doing it ever since. I wasn't even looking to do it full time. I was going to school for something else. I was going to do something else completely different from tint. But then I finished mechanic school, aviation mechanic school, and then I just kept tinting. There were things I learned about aviation mechanics that made me not want to continue with it. How do you avoid dust contamination after cleaning? I struggle with no matter how much I clean, I have dust spots. So dust a lot of times is not a cleaning issue. It's an installation issue. You gotta work on your finesse. I don't think this is gonna be tall enough. I think I should have done this sideways, but we might. Nope, it's not, it's just short. But if I'm smart, I could use these for the quarters, but I'm gonna cut out the back window on a plotter anyways, so we'll do it twice. Are you recruiting? No, not right now. If anything, I need to just keep this place busier. So maybe find somebody who specializes in sales. How quick are you on these sides and rear? I mean, I shoot for 2 hours or less. When I'm streaming, I don't care about as much about that time frame, but I'll definitely go for like under 2 hours. When I was tinting for other people, I was trying to get full cars done in an hour and a half is what I'd average. But I'm not checking in customers. I'm just focusing on tinting the car. So they give me keys. They tell me what shades are going on it. I have film. I run out to my vehicle. I grab it, pull the car in, and start cutting. I need to full stock up on film. What do you recommend? I do 3M XPEL, but I can't really get that. Yeah, you want them because of the brand. Geo is really good. Geo you can get. Just get Geo. You'll learn later on that the only reasons to get a 3M or an XPEL is to be a part of like other programs. And there's definitely value. I'd say more so in XPEL than 3Ms. We had 3M film. Didn't help us sell jobs for any higher. 3M's really good for flat glass though. XPEL, they're just more known in automotive now. They've really captured that prestige. Not everybody sells XPEL at a premium price point though. but XPEL wants window tint and PPF. They want you to buy all their products, and they want you to install a lot of them. Because that's their business, is selling you more products. You just paid $310 to have my RAM tinted. Nice. I hope it turned out well. That's cool. For squeegeing a 2-stage, is it better to go down to the sides? Sometimes finger pop up when I go down, so I recently started squeegeing to the sides. Is that right? Yeah, the idea there is just evenly distributing the film as much as possible. So you're just spreading it out over the window. If you shrink them a little bit more, like, there's no right or wrong answer with that, like down or down to the sides. Like, both can be perfectly fine, but the more evenly you distribute the film, the better everything's just gonna kind of smooth out and lay down. Wow, this one's been a little funny. There we go. That was weird. They called it Encore. What do you think about Avery Dennison's new Encore film? I haven't. I know nothing about it. I haven't tried it. I mean, it's an interesting choice calling it Encore. Like, their films were not that great. So, like, Encore just means again. But at least they gave it a name. They took cool names and they got rid of them. So they were Haneda Tech. Avery bought them, and they took, they had like Sigma and Sigma Pro and Omega, and they changed it to NR and NR Pro. And they took away the colored boxes and made them brown. Like, they took any cool out of the company that they just bought. But what kind of film is it? Like a dyed ceramic? Have they gotten their carbon? Because they're a manufacturer out in Israel. I would always hear good things about their architectural. It was the automotive stuff that kind of fell short. All right. Oh, no. Sorry, I did a dumb thing. Is this the way? I think so. I think this is the way. I just flipped the pattern sideways and then I forgot, and now it's figuring out which way the square goes. Because if I put it this way, it should definitely not line up. It'd be really funny if it lined up. No, it doesn't. Okay, so I had it right. Now we're going to separate our patterns. Only use their new Encore film, and compared to their old ceramic, it's comparing Solar Guard to 3M. But what does that mean to you? Because Solar Guard's got good films, and 3M has good films. I wouldn't choose either company. So I don't know what that means. Are you reading comments? I have a headset. Is clarity good on it now? Because that was a big weak point on their older films. Was NR Pro had like a little haze to it, and so when I used Avery, there was NR and NR Pro. So we were using NR Pro. Then they came out with NR, and it was NR Pro didn't make any sense because it was a dyed ceramic, or no, it was a dyed carbon film. So it had some carbon, and it had dye. So it basically was a less effective carbon film, and they did that because their carbon particles were bigger, causing the film to be a little hazy. So when they came out with a dyed film, we ended up just switching to that because it was clearer. It looked better and it shrank fine. But anything up from that was kind of hazy. So their ceramic was hazy. The Sigma Pro, NR Pro was hazy. So hopefully their Encore is not again. Is that a super chat? What up, Doe? AG Auto Tech. It took me a second for that one. It's like it's AG Auto. Thank you for the 2. I really appreciate it. Does XPEL ceramic film block out more heat than C2 ceramic? Okay, so let me break this down. XPEL is a brand that sell more than one ceramic film. C2 ceramic is a ceramic film by Geo. So which XPEL film are you talking about? C2 ceramic would be more comparable, or sorry, XR would be comparable to Pro Nano. And XR Plus is going to be comparable to, no, sorry, I'm saying this wrong. I think because there's too many things. Okay, so XPEL XR is going to be more comparable to Pro Nano. XR Plus is going to be more comparable to Apex. So XR Plus is definitely going to block more heat than C2 ceramic and Pro Nano. It's a multi-layer ceramic. That's what Apex is. So Apex is going to be very similar to XR Plus. You're going to get basically the same type of film with a more neutral color tone, less blue, at a less expensive price point. Camera setup is amazing. Thank you. You're the first one to say it. That makes me think everybody else is on edge. Like, it's okay. Scared to ask. But it's a lot of people. It's all right. A lot of people do that though. They'll say XPEL versus, and then sometimes name a particular film line from somebody else, or they'll just say, like, is blah blah blah, is XPEL ceramic or is GeoShield ceramic better than this other person's ceramic? And it's like they all have different grades. It's never that simple. It's like, is a Ford better than a Chevy? It's like, that's what that question is. It's like, well, which one? We got lots to pick from. Tint Fit UK brand. Have you heard of it? No. No, I have not. There's a lot of film brands like that. You're generally going to have like your major brands based in the US, then they're going to have distribution hubs elsewhere. Otherwise, if they don't really have like a US presence, they're typically just a whatever brand. They sell all shades and types. So many companies do. Brands are, it honestly gets annoying talking about brands. Because it's such a muddy topic. Like, there isn't much information directly from the brands themselves. So they just are pretty web pages with little blurbs about their film. You don't know much about them unless you call and talk to somebody directly. And even then, they're only telling you what you want to hear. So you kind of have to start digging, like where the film's getting manufactured. That is something that most manufacturers do not disclose. They don't want to, because the more mysterious they can make themselves, the less like everybody else that they are. That's why they don't show factory tours and stuff like that. At least most of them don't. So it's not hard for anybody to get an assortment of different films, slap a brand on it, and then you just look like everybody else. And then it's super hard to compare them to just like your average person, because it's like they're all see-through. There's different shades. Showing clarity on camera is kind of a pain in the butt. Certain lighting conditions matter. And the tools to measure them are very expensive. I see air bubbles. Yep, I do too. I see you curve the film to the other side in second process of install. Yeah, whatever I'm doing it to tuck it into the sides and prevent any type of creasing as much as I can. That's the beauty in two staging. GeoShield? Mm-hmm. I've been watching you for about an hour. It makes me want to get a job in tinting. It looks very relaxing. If you can suffer through all the training. And I still have days where I want to burn the shop to the ground. Like there could be a little hair in here and then we have to redo it. That'll happen over and over again, except there'll be far more when you're first starting out. It drives you crazy. Would you say GeoShield is a lot easier to work with than Lexan? Certain parts of it, yes. One of the biggest ones is learning to shrink. If you know how to shrink, you can shrink either of them. A lot of people get Lexan because it's inexpensive and it says lifetime warranty, and doesn't it say lifetime warranty? And there's carbons and ceramics, and they're all the same. It's just price, right? When you go to shrink, that film just tends to have like a smaller window. So too little heat, you're not doing anything. You're just getting it warm. Too much heat, and you're burning it. So let's say that window is like this much on Lexan. On GeoShield, it's more like this. If you use less heat, it'll still shrink. If you use more heat, it usually can take it. Okay, so we got a quarter window to do. We probably want to cut that out on the plotter. So let's go do the other side. And can we switch this one? There we go. Let's just see how this works out. Want to learn how to tint real bad? Get some film, get some tools, and practice on your own film. I don't understand. Okay, where's my door covers? I usually have them over here. I have everything but. I have seal tape. I have lots of tape. Oh, there you go. There's a door cover. I need this. I like those camera setups so far. They're kind of fun. Can you please hand cut the smaller windows? But then people are gonna ask me why I don't use the plotter. Okay, hand cutting the smaller windows are so insignificant. I can talk you through it. How about that? Dun, 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 dun. Is it tape from Home Depot? No. Both the side tape and the door covers, those are our own. They just stick better. Painter's tapes are okay. If you get anything, get house wrap tape. I used it for a long time. It's much stickier. It just gets a little expensive. But everything's getting more expensive, right? But yeah, go to the construction, like where they sell the lumber, and like in a Lowe's, and you'll find house wrap tape. Or Tyvek. Tyvek's another brand that they sell in hardware stores that works better than painter's tape on covering like side seals. Okay, so we cleaned off the inside with a razor blade, and we wiped off the top edge with a towel. Now we're gonna squeegee off the inside of the window so everything's dry, because that means we squeegeed it. Then I'm gonna take this card, I'm gonna swipe the sides here. Gonna rinse this, gonna rinse that, and then we're gonna heavily coat the window. And we're gonna peel the film. Then we are going to heavily coat the film. And we're gonna install this. You know, I like a horizontal phone because it just gets in my face way less. It's nice. How'd you peel it quick? With my teeth. You got 3 angles on it. So I have, here, I'll show you. Once I get this installed, I'll show you. Got this top edge looking pretty, nice and close. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. I like the clear mounting solution so much more than Tint Slip from GeoShield. Can you tell me what it's called? Clear mounting solution. Dun, 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 dun. You should have just pulled the window out the door and Tint equals easier. I know it. Just like when you do an oil change, you just pull the engine out real quick, you fill it up, and you just pop it back in. Why get under the car? Ew, gross. Ultra clear all type mounting solution. Oh, Fusion's all type. I hate that shit. I'm glad you like it. I genuinely do not. Fusion all type's been around for quite a while. Fusion all type is also a reason why Tint Slip exists. There's just different solutions for different folks. Like, genuinely. So, before Tint Slip was a thing, they recommended all type. Dude, I don't know what it is. It didn't matter how much I added. I put film on glass, film sticks. I add more soap, film sticks. I add more soap. Bunch of different cars. Didn't matter. It was just always super sticky. So I know some people just like a slicker solution, and some people like a tackier solution. I don't know. Mark uses tint slime, and I don't understand that either. It's just different strokes for different folks. That's what Tint Slip does to me. So I'll have certain vehicles where I spray, and it's more of it's a vehicle issue. It's not a slip issue, but it looks like a slip issue. You spray it on the window, and it just beads off the window. You always want your slip solution to stay. So I'll take a torch sometimes and just the inside, and then that'll fix the beading problem. But I still want to make Tint Slip stronger. What about Expel solution? I don't know their slip solution at all. I just haven't used it. Should I torch the window? I think torching a window is perfectly fine. I looked at ways to avoid torching a window, and I couldn't come up with anything that I liked. Torch is just really fast. The nice thing about it is that you can literally, here, I'll show you. We can do it on the other one. We don't need to, but it's not gonna harm anything is kind of the point. I'll torch a window with the window wet. So I'm even less worried about hurting something. Look at those cameras. You see what's so nice about these? Is that when I walk away and they just like lose me, they go back to a reset point and then I'm there again. And it's like, oh, no tracking cameras that I've used ever do that. They all just like wander off and they're like, ooh. It's like, no, set a home point. This one's not gonna stick. It's gonna stick, okay. I'm gonna put one on, but I'm gonna do something first. I'm gonna preface this with door panels do not like things sticking to them, but it depends on the door panel. Certain panels don't necessarily have an aftermarket coating, but they will have some type of something because it's easier to clean. So this isn't a surefire fix, but taking an alcohol, taking a panel wipe, and going over the top of the door panel first can be helpful. In just helping if you're putting a panel cover on the top of it. I know that's an annoying extra step. I don't like annoying extra steps. But we've looked at so many different tapes and door panels at this point that it's just, if this doesn't stick, nothing practical is ever gonna stick to it. A house wrap tape is gonna be very similar and will generally stick really well. So it can be helpful to have something like that on there, but it's such an aggressive adhesive too that on more sensitive materials, it might end up ripping off that material. Just be careful. Which dryer sheets? I use Snuggle. I used Bounce for a long time. Bounce is still okay. It just depends on the film that you use. This is going to be the case with soaps, dryer sheets, basically every possible product that's out there. Somebody will have a personal preference for it. And they all work a little differently with different films. So like we had times here when it was super humid and we were using Snuggles with like Pro Classic and it was just too sticky. So I think a Bounce sheet would probably have been better because it's just a little less sticky. But I'll still use Snuggle all year round, and it works really well for the films that we use. Same thing for our slip solution. Oh, I was gonna use the torch. Oh, it's too late now, damn it. Okay, so pretend I grab the torch. I wait for the window to be wet, like I spray the window, and then I go over the window with a torch. Tim, I'm like, get distracted. You guys ask too many good questions. And then I'm like, ah, shit. I was supposed to do a thing. But I could still do it on this quarter window quick. Shut up. No, you didn't. After almost 30 hours of tinting, I got my vehicle almost perfect. 1987 Caprice Classic. Fuck off. Is that seriously your first vehicle? Buddy, you are now an actual just full-fledged window tinter. If you can tint a Caprice Classic, you can tint damn near anything. How do you guys do that? You know what it is? It's because people with annoying vehicles, a lot of them turn into window tinters. Because I don't know if it's, I called around and I got a handful of quotes and they were all outrageous, so now I'm doing it myself. But I've spoke to new people that have just like, yeah, I've been practicing on my car and I've just had a really tough time. Well, what kind of car do you have? I have like an 80s Camaro. And it's like, well, no shit. No shit, you're having a hard time. I just don't even know how that happens, though. Like, we used to, at my dad's shop, whenever we had a new employee, a new tinter, for whatever reason, I swear, their first vehicle was always a weird one. Like the 90s Civic hatchback, old cars, CRV. It's just like, we would just get weird stuff that was extra difficult. It would give them genuinely a bad day. And it's like, we don't usually have that. I don't know, it's just a new person thing. Good way to test somebody out, but also, yeah, first car is just like, oh, I guess we got an 80s Corvette now. Okay, that looks really good. 15, that. Yep, that looks good. I just want to be sure. So we did 15 over the back, and then 5 on the front. I want to take a meter. Maybe I didn't let it 0 on the back window. I should try that. I want to try it again. So this is 4. 15 over 28 brings it down to 4. And then this here is also 4. So we did a pretty good job of matching that. So I'm going to lower this again. Okay, so we're at 100. I'm going to put this over here. Okay, it was a calibration thing. I was like, there's no friggin' way. It's metering the same as the sides. Really light, 28%. That's crazy. He even said, he's like, I've seen that they seem to meter like around 28%. And I'm like, well, most Jeeps are in the 20% range, but I'll definitely check it. I wasn't wrong. Or I did check it, but far lighter than I ever thought it'd be. How's it gonna be 28? So then if you're gonna match it, what do you gotta do? Like, these are the ones, ooh, can I take a picture? Shit, why did I cover all the windows? I need to post a picture in my group. Ah, they're all covered. The roll downs are. Sorry, I'm thinking. I need Geo to really understand that they need to get a 30%. And I just don't think that they do. I don't think that they really understand. This is why I want a 30%. If I had to go from 35 down to 20, is obnoxious. Oh, okay. That's fine. It's because I did it too many times. Okay, I'm going to take a picture here while I can. They're gonna tell me to use a 35. Well, 35's not gonna, it's gonna be the right. No, it's not. 35 is gonna be too light. You make it a decent number, but it's gonna look off. Give me a 30. The back window made me about want to give up. Yeah, the back window on the Caprice Classic is a big pain in the butt. You know, it might be the later version that's a little harder, but this is not an easy car or a fun car to do. Let me double check. What was it? Yeah, 87 Caprice Classic. Let me look up a 90s, like a 93. Somewhere in that range. Ooh, this one. The one that's like the Impala. This one's a pain in the absolute. This one's crazy too. If you ever do this one. $30 over the back would be close to 20 on the front. No, that's not right. '91 to '96 are the hard ones. Yeah. The one that he did, still, major props. That one is not easy for a new person at all. That's a car I would overquote and not want to do. It's just not a fun day. Older cars have no room for error, makes a good teaching vehicle. Yeah, because on the one hand, like, it still drives me crazy. On the one hand, if you learn on an old vehicle, you are better prepared for pretty much anything. But it's so much harder to do an old vehicle that you'd rather quit. And older vehicles aren't as practical because they're old, and you just don't get them the same way that you get newer cars. And now on newer cars, you have softer glass, you have more electronic systems to worry about. Like, there's different problems. No, I don't need to back up. Do you know what kind of computer I have? I gotta hook up my Mac Mini here. And then this will be the last of the Windows PCs. What is this? This is a 23. I'm gonna cut out the quarters for that and then the back window, I think on the same piece. So this is a 23. I'm leaving, guys, not reading chat. Gotcha. Is this the L? This has got to be the L, right? The rear port. And then we're going to take the back window. Oh, there's 3 of them. Option 2. It's probably an option 2, but we got to look at it. Mazda CX-5S. Mazdas are a little annoying, but they've never given me any unnecessarily difficult time. I'm gonna go for this one. This has more coverage. I got space for it. Go to cutboard. I know Mazdas can be difficult. Wait, what? That's a 36? And I got that much space for the quarters? I didn't think I had that much room. I mean, I can put these vertical, and now I can just do 500 of them. Graphtec or Roland? Graphtec for a cutting machine, Roland for a printing machine. Roland is, I wonder if it's just an interest thing. This had been a while, but Roland came out with like a newer machine. And I knew somebody that used a Roland machine every day, got the newer machine, was super stoked, and then just didn't like it compared to the older one. Sure, let's put a couple sets in there, why not? Okay, settings all right, and then let's click cut. How's that look? Oh, that's fun. I like that. I still feel like I've done something wrong. What's different between them? One's a Roland and one's a Graphtec. They're both gonna be good cutting machines. I think people just tend to like everything about a Graphtec better than whatever the current Roland is. I'd say the next option from there is gonna be a Jag. And then down from there, you got the Workhorse 3. But the Jag has been the same machine for like 10 years or something like that. Like they have not updated that machine in a very long time. Not necessarily like there's stuff that absolutely needs to be, but I feel like, you know, because we only need to cut tint patterns and we don't really use the features. But I feel like there should be a newer one. All right, I need some honest feedback on cameras. Do we like just opinions? Do we like the big vertical, take up the whole screen? Do we like a couple camera options? US cutter? US cutter's fine. It's just it's the same as the Workhorse machines. So like the Workhorse, or sorry, I should say the Workhorse 1 and 2 machines are gonna be the same as like the US cutter and the, what's the other one? I'm trying to think of what the other one is. US cutter and, or does US cutter have the Titans? Is that right? Like the Titan plotters? Those are the ones I'm trying to think of. Those are the same. The Workhorse 3 is a new machine made for window tinting. I think that's probably going to be your best value machine. It's got, they baked in all the features that you would want. It's purpose built for window tinting, so your rollers are in a better spot. Three is too much. That's fair. I could maybe put this one in like a vertical, more vertical. So like the bottom 3/4 of the screen is the vertical one. And then maybe we just bounce back and forth some different angles for the top one. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Get rid of the bottom one. We could try it. You know, I want to try that. Let's do that right now. Let's fuck some things up. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take away that one for a minute. I'm fixing to grab some Starbucks. What's your go-to coffee? Dude, so many things that they have are just too sweet. We either go for like a mocha, a venti mocha with an extra shot, or I basically do a vanilla latte, but with less vanilla. So I'll do like a grande latte with like 2 or 3 pumps of vanilla, or I'll do a venti with like 3 or 4. It depends on how they make it. You never know until you actually get it. Okay, so we're getting rid of that one. So give me a second. I'm trying to remember how to do this. Is it shift? There we go. It's shift. And so we're going to stretch this across the entire way, but then we're going to move it down. Or you know what? You know what we could do? We could put it right about here, and then we can put this one over it. We could do something like this. But the thing is, smart switching these cameras, ugh, I wish I could do that. You know what I mean? Like have it intelligently switch between cameras. So like right now I would probably put it on, because we're in the back area, I'd probably put it on 3. But 3's down there, so we'd have to like move it up here. These are the things that I try and figure out. Okay, I guess let's just try this one for now. Or you guys like the front one? Let me know which one. Do we do passenger side, rear, or front? That's much better. That's cool. All right, and then we got a complicated thing to figure out. All of them. I'd like to. It gets difficult. There's not enough real estate. Oh, you guys are making me put the phone back in vertical too. I just noticed that. See, you know what? That gets into my face more. When it's horizontal, it's down a little bit lower. So it's just like easier to work with. It was actually nice. All right, let's do this one. Ooh, how do I crop from the bottom? I gotta remember how to do that too. Quarter squeegee. It's cool because I think we might be onto something. It might be too much, and I know that. I generally go too much. But I tell you, it's hard because I'm not a viewer, and it's weird looking at my own stuff. So I just guess. Where like if I was watching somebody else's channel, like I would know what I'd like. Maybe I can just have it rotate at a timed interval between all of them. So it'll just like every 10, 15 seconds, it'll just change the top one. Or like TV every 2 seconds. Wow, almost think I needed that. stay. Okay, cool. I think we're good. Where you based? Michigan. Not in the Philippines, but I've been there. I know that flag. PTZ2. We're gonna put that here. We're gonna move this one up. I'm going to the other side. Thank you. I'm trying something a little different. It's usually overkill, but I have fun. See, like window tinting is always my technology outlet. So I'm just like, but what if I needed a new security system? It's now part streaming system because whatever. Because I can. I'm a Unify salesman now. We have Unify stuff all in our... No, we don't. I'm just kidding. We don't actually. Maybe I should be. Window tint and Unify security system. Let's go. Workhorse 55 or Workhorse 64? 55. If it's just for tint, like, it's kind of, see, they're vinyl machines, so it doesn't really make sense for shorter rolls still being a little on the big side. You just gotta ask yourself one question. Do you really think you're gonna ever cut a 60-inch roll of film? I have a 60-inch plotter, and I only ever cut up to like a 40-inch roll. So anything that's 40 up to like 40 inches, perfectly fine. There's no reason to go bigger. It just takes up more space. Yep, Model 3s is one of them. I still hand cut them though. The back windows. I just, for whatever reason, I just don't trust it. I would like the extra film uncut, then I tint it, or then I shrink the whole thing and then I trim out my pattern. Trimming that out is not the hard part. It's just getting your shrink right. Can't see without light. Oh, okay. Here we go. 40 or 36 on plotter? A lot of times you can get a little bit more film saving, a few more patterns inside of a 40. So 40s are really good. it's still nice to have 24s and 20s if you could swing it. But yeah, 40s make a little bit more sense on a plotter. But when you're hand cutting, it's hard to get, you know, it would be really hard to get that extra little pattern in there. But like, because you can map it out on a plotter and get all your little windows in there. I think DAP, the way that it was kind of set up was actually to accommodate more. Let's drag this down so I don't have to put it as high, something like that. That should be good. I think it was DAP. I think DAP was originally set up for 40s. Okay, so we have our back window here. We forgot to dry our sheet. Let's do that. What do we do? PTZ 1? No, we're going to the back, so we need PTZ 3. Or we go back to voice commands. Do we do voice commands? You guys remember that? I don't hate that idea. What if I do this? And then I bring it back. What time is it? I have time to set it up. I just don't know if I'm gonna crash everything. I still wanna try it though. So if we go to settings, how do we do this again? I think I saw it. Start listening. Yeah, GoPro, Canon. So what would we, like, it's built, okay, so it's built into Mac now. Voice control, I think. Voice control? Yeah, voice control. Rodecaster Duo, commands. We click on this one. Okay, so we don't need these anymore. We could, ooh. I gotta set an actual command now. That makes sense. So then when we go to hotkeys, what's the shortcut? Is it Shift 2? Is that it? I think it's either Command 2 or Shift 2. Or Control 2. It might be Shift 2. Okay, so here we go to full screen, guest mode. No, these are other things. Meta, guest 1, guest 2, guest 3. PTZ 1. Ooh, shoot. No, we need to do something a little crazier. Because these are basically going to be a start and stop. So we would need to do an actual scene switch. Switch to scene 1, 2, and 3. I'm not going to do all that right now. We'll just flip back and forth. I'll do this later. But we can change it to, so it switches from scene to scene. And then that'll then change the top cameras. That'll be the easiest, most unsophisticated way of doing it. I could look into another program though and see if we can be a little bit more creative with it. That's always fun. What's the idea of software for plotters? Does it come with it or do you buy it? No, you buy it. And it's a monthly subscription. So this is a industrial cutting machine. You can cut stickers, you can cut signage, you can cut lots of different types of media. You can use it for, like it's a plotter. So you can put a pen tool in it and literally have it draw out architectural plans. So there's a lot of different things that you can use for it. So you get the machine, and then you get your tint software of choice. So an FC9000 is overkill for window tint, but that's also what makes it fun for window tint. It's just a really good machine, but they have a lot of different industries and purposes. What kind of brand is the floor mats? These are race deck tiles. I like them. They've been good. Got a pretty good deal on getting them all too. I think I'll set up 4 scenes. One is gonna be for each camera, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have an all, and that's just gonna be the 3. See? This is why you have multiples. And then I could just say it's the front, and then it switches to the front. But I like that. You see that? You see how it just reset? And then it found me again? Look at that. That's so helpful. Love it. Can you tell me the model of that machine? Yeah, it's a Graphtec FC9000. You can also look on Marketplace. It's actually a really good place to find good machines at a discount because they're like overbuilt. They're made to last forever. They genuinely last forever. They're really, really good machines. No dryer sheets anymore? We haven't got to that point. We're prepping. Okay, let's switch to then this one. So we always do the same things. You're just seeing everything now. We scrub the windshield, we sweep it off, and then we put this guy around the border. So when we cut it out, we're not dragging a knife directly on his windshield. I would love to plotter cut windshields. I have mixed results. I don't trust them. So I'm more than happy to do the rest of them, but these ones. How do you deal with a camera Camera on the front of a Palisade. I'd have to see that specific one. Any see-through areas, you want to tint those. Any covered areas, you tint around them. So I'll give a nice close-up with this one, because this has a bit of a funny shape on the windshield. They have a nice housing. Around the camera. They just kind of put a funny angle at that area on the passenger side. I don't really know why. But see how that all goes around the housing, right? Well, the housing then cuts up this way, and then I have this dotted area. So instead of following this straight up, I'd rather not have some weird cut line here, and I can tint that whole area. So I'm gonna cover all of that. So occasionally, you're gonna have a sensor cutout or something that's just kind of stuck somewhere. If it's not double-sided stick tape, if it's an actual like black bordered thing, like a mirror tab or something, you're just gonna cut a hole for that and then tint everywhere else around it. You should be able to make it look very seamless. See, look at that. That does a good job of looking at me through the windshield. I like it. It's doing a good job today. Good job, camera. I like it. So we got main camera that I think is going to be POV. And then we're going to hop up and switch, depending on where we are. That's probably going to be voice commands again. But if I'm not using a POV camera for tinting a car, I'm just going to be using probably those ones. I had a windshield strip I did in a Subaru like that. Ooh, yeah, Subaru's funny. Subaru's the most unusual company. I just know this because I have a good community. Subaru wanted to have the safest self-driving system possible. So they have like 3 cameras on some of their vehicles. They make them look through the windshield, and they'll have weird gaps. So they'll have like housings up here and nothing that's just like connected here on the windshield, not like a pretty outline like that. So it actually makes covering those windshields different. And their collision avoidance systems might deactivate if you tint the full windshields. That's a Subaru thing. Where's my towels? Where's my towels? What kind of camera is doing the tracking? This one, actually. A G6 PTZ. This is part of a Unify security system. So it's both. It's a tracking camera that I'm using for streaming, but it is very much for security. It just works for both. Kind of nice, right? I'm having a hard time grabbing clients for mobile tint and auto glass. Have you ever had to lower your prices to bring in clients? Yeah, I think that's especially true in the wintertime. advertising in business is just a very tough game. So it's just gotten harder. And when the economy is extra stressed out, it's even harder. You just get a lot more price-focused people just because everything costs more. People don't have the money for it. And I think mobile is just one of the hardest things to advertise. So you just need a really good funnel system. You need to run ads. Just waiting for those clients to come to you just isn't going to happen efficiently. Okay, cool. So we got this prepped. Let's finish up the back window. You don't need a dash rope. I don't have room. Jeep, look, I mean, look at how Audi-like this dot matrix is on this. This is actually going to be kind of a pain in the butt to tuck into. So I tuck in a towel like I use a rope. If I don't have room for both, I only use the towel. The towel is really dense. It's good at absorbing water. But trying to shove both in there, it's just too much. You need to invent a way to not lose the tools. Well, as a tool distribution company, I'm not upset. I mean, we've made a lot of ours bright green, so that helps. You could put an Apple tag on every tool. I prefer mobile, but as a tinner, it's difficult outside. Oh yeah, 100%. Preferring mobile is interesting. Have you considered subcontracting for other shops? Oh, fucker. Wait. Did we grab the wrong one? We did. I mean, we definitely did. It doesn't fit. It's short. Let me look at option 3. Is this taller? No, not that much taller. All right. Ba, 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 ba. What did we do wrong? The camera's doing a really good job. Look up Unify. I'm gonna start selling them. I'm gonna be a fucking Unify salesman now. Oh, okay. I put L in here. That's a big L for me. It's just a Grand Cherokee. It didn't say L. Can I? Vehicles, Grand Cherokee L. Can I still add that to this one? Will it let me? Option 3. Let's add that. Yep, that's better. Okay, cool. That's about what I'm experiencing right now. So this is the L back window, and then this is the Grand Cherokee. I don't know why. Like, I didn't see an L on this vehicle. It just kind of looked like it was an L, but I'm gonna take a big L on this back window. The quarter windows matched, so those are fine, but this back window is not. Yeah, so the cameras, we're trying something a little different. This is part of a Unify, Ubiquity Unify security system. These are their G6 PTZ cameras. They have really good tracking, and they're working just well enough as like a little extra camera. I put them in a few different places. So we have 1, 2, why isn't it rearranging? See, 2, and 3. So we have a few different angles, depending on where we're working, and then I'm just gonna do a scene switcher, so it'll be a little bit easier to switch between them, I think. But this seems like a pretty good mix. I like it. All right, let's hope we have enough 15% on this roll to cut this. I think I do. Still a W. It's up. I'm taking a big L on this back window. We can cut 2 of them. And I guess we could also cut rear quarters. Oh, don't grab that. That's bad. Don't do that one. Vehicles. Let's get rid of the L. And so we have the Grand Cherokee, and we're going to put these ones on here. We could do this guy. Kind of stuff these on here. It's going to make shrinking this one a little funny. We can tilt it more, and then I'll get tilted. All right, cut. So yeah, I've never had a tracking camera. Like I've never had a tracking camera that goes back to like a home view. And I wish the few tracking cameras that I have bought did this, because it makes it so much better, because they'll do a really good job of following. And then if I hop in the car, it'll go back to like a home view. And then I don't have to think about turning freaking cameras anymore. I just gotta set up some extra scenes. Can I do that? Can I do that now? Michael has gifted $25 CAD. You typed that. That's not true. That's smart, though. Okay, so this is view number 2. Here, let me do this. Let me remove, yes, and then we're going to go to this one, and then we're going to duplicate, and then we're going to duplicate. No guess 2, no guess 3. We'll just put it on that for now. 1, 2, 3. And then on 1, we're going to put 1 on the top. 2, we're going to put 2 on the top. And then 3, we're going to put 3 on the top. So it should be as simple as going 1, 2, 3. I like that. That works. And then we just need voice commands to switch to the different scenes. So if we go to hotkeys, no guess 1, switch to the scene, shift 2, right? Done. When I say, what do we say? Let's just say front. So, okay. So if I'm on scene 3, oh, no. If I'm on scene 2 and I go front, I didn't hear anything. Start listening. Front. Will you say front like 200 times in a live? I know, it's probably a bad voice command. Front. Okay, so the hotkey is something different. It wasn't shift. It was something else. It was